God, I hate that. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal. So I'm here with Kyle Muzelak. Uh, I don't know how you do that brother from another mother thing in Symmetry. Um, so yeah, man, just give a little bit about who you are, where you're from, kind of your background before you came to Symmetry.
Um, Kyle Muzelak, direct to Wes Engbrecht and in the little Jim Russman agency. Um, let's see, I'm from St. Augustine, Florida, born and raised here. Did about 9 years in the military before joining Symmetry. Um, Going to school full time, still at the University of Florida. And yeah, I mean, pretty much it, man. Not very exciting.
What kind of like employment background do you have?
Pretty much just military. I did a couple deployments going to Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait. Other than that, did some recruiting. Nothing really in the sales stuff at all.
And what brought you, like, what was attractive to you about Symmetry?
Uh, I think the thing that really did it for me was that I could do whatever I wanted, right? When I wanted. And um, it was all on me, right? I make as much money or as little based on how much I work, right? So I like that a lot. Like I'd rather bet on myself than anyone else, and I'd rather make my own money than make it for someone else. And I was working for the government forever, so I didn't really have a life, So this is
Yeah,
cool.
they're already rich. You don't need to make them any more money.
Yeah, exactly.
And how has that kind of been for you? Like you're obviously your own boss when you come here, 1099 employee for yourself. What's that kind of being? What's that kind of like for you? Like, what are the struggles of being your own worst boss or your own worst critic?
It's yeah, it has its good and bad days, right? Like it's super cool being able to go, you know what, I'm just gonna go to the pool today, but at the same time, you miss out on making some money there. But the I think the hardest part is keeping that motivation, right? Because sometimes you just get down on yourself and you're like, man, I just talked to 15 really crappy people. I was about to use a different word, but I know this is for YouTube. um, you talk to a lot of crappy people and you're like, man, I just gotta the next one's it, right? But just staying motivated, and like I'm by myself. I don't have anyone standing over me going, hey, you need to keep going, So I think just forcing yourself to continue to do it even on the days that suck it's kind of hard, but yeah.
What do you do to keep that kind of drive and passion behind you? Like, do you have any certain activities or recommendations for stuff like that when you're kind of feeling like I had 5 no shows yesterday. You get that feeling of like I'm not good enough, or what if I can't do this? And you forget to kind of like zoom out, look at the bigger picture. One bad day over the past 3 awesome months or something. A lot of people don't look at the large scope of things. How do you kind of keep that motivation and drive up?
um I think what works for me is I go and and I talk. My fiance, she's an ICU nurse, so I watch her working really hard
I
every
need
day.
CPR. Yep.
I watch her, going to work and working her butt off, doing an extra day or two a week when she doesn't have to, just so we can pay, for that wedding coming up here soon. That, by the way, don't get married, or at least don't get a huge wedding. It's super expensive. Um, but yeah, I mean, my motivation, I listen to a lot of David Goggins, like yourself, and I listen to him in the morning. I like to go to the gym. So I like to get that, you know, motivation out that way and my anger out and whatever else is going on through the day. But really it just comes down to I want to make money. I need to provide for the family, and yeah, I'm either gonna make calls and make money or I'm gonna sit around and do nothing and be worthless. And I don't want to live off of someone else. I don't want to live off her paycheck. I want to make my own, so and do better than her. So I'm always kind of, and then also watching you in there and a couple of the other big hitters that we got on our team, it's very motivating each Friday to go, okay, these guys are killing it. I can get out there and do it.
I haven't really been doing a whole lot, honestly, as far as on the production side. Like I'm getting back into it. Like I'll hit ears this year, but I've been so focused on building a team. Now we got a call with like 30 people on it. Went from just me and David to blowing up. How has that kind of been for you? I know you've been kind of building like it. That's the whole goal here, right? Live off kind of passive income and let that do the trick.
Yeah, I got really lucky having Jim Russman as my agency owner, because he puts a lot of money into building his team and his people up, and I mean, that, but
yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, he definitely sucks at fantasy football, but other than that, he's pretty. But yeah, I mean, shoot, my team, I got, I think 14 or 15 that I'm working with now on top of trying to produce. So it gets a little tough, especially when you don't have any leaders yet in your team to kind of help that out.
Now you're pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. So, trying to do that balancing act gets a little tough, but you just kind of go through it. It's going good here.
What have been your biggest like pitfalls here that you've noticed?
Like recruiting side, or just in general?
Just in general, like where do you kind of see some common struggles you've ran into, or that you keep falling into the same hole? Because I know plenty of mine. Like I want to go scuba dive today. I want to go do this today. I don't want to dial.
Yeah. Honestly, it's whenever my fiance is off work.
Fair enough. Hey,
she'll come in here and she'll bother me 6-7 times a day because I'm home, right? And but I try to explain to her, hey, I'm working, so you got to leave me alone, So those 4 or 5 days a week that she's just hanging out at the house, that kind of is distracting. But but I just started putting a sign on my door to help.
The combo lock on it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. No, yeah, kind of just keeping a train on the tracks is definitely a big problem for anybody. And what have kind of been some of your like successes here? Like we're not typical agents. Like 92% of people fail in here in the first 3 years. Like what do you kind of think you've been doing right?
Well, honestly, I mean, just doing the work, and just following up with people. A lot of the time, a lot of other agencies, I've noticed, they kind of call them and then they just throw them away if they never answer. I'll just leave them there, and then I'll just reach out to them, a month later, or just follow up with people. But I don't know. I think I just had really good training from Wes and some of the other people, and they just really helped me out from the beginning. And then I just worked hard. I mean, that's all you can really do. If you make the dials and stuff, it's going to come back to you. So, I mean, if you don't do anything, you're not going to make any money.
Yeah, it's the law of large numbers, not small numbers. You're absolutely right, man. You definitely have the right attitude. That's why I think me and you get along so well. It's just like two, I guess what you'd call alpha males.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But yes, I think we have something really good here, man. And it's cool to kind of watch people in our agency grow like you. And even like Kevin, he's a shithead, but he's an awesome guy.
Yeah. He kills it. So
he's just funny. What have kind of been some of the life-changing moments you like, if you would even call it that? I definitely do. Like, what have kind of been some of the things that have opened your eyes and really saw the opportunity that people can have in store here at Symmetry, whether that's the Cabo trip or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, going to Cabo with you guys was super. I mean, just meeting Marshall Whalen and talking to him in person was, I mean, you just can't even, it's something that you just can't even fathom. You get to meet these people that are super successful and you hear about, and it's just that was awesome. Really pivotal pivotal moment. Geez, I can't talk. A pivotal moment for me, for sure. But I think the main thing was that I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So what I mean is I always thought being military, I'd be nothing better than, maybe making 80, 90 a year one day, becoming, I don't know, an officer or working for the FBI or, some kind of transition out, right? And then here, the sky's the limit. I've never seen a path where you can start from the bottom and within a year or two, you're just skyrocketing. I mean, to places that you never thought you could do. And I never thought I was worth anything coming out of the military. I thought that that was me. I'd shoot guns and that was me for a living, right? And I come here and people really care about you. They'll go out of their way to make you the best you, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and people like Marshall, very down to earth. Like and here's what I don't want people to get the impression of is that they're like God or something, right? Like Marshall is just a normal human being who just came in at a really good time. Like timing is everything with this. And he just made the right decisions. Like what we measure multiplies. I love how Mike Pappas said that. And
Yeah.
like I don't want people to put like a title on Marshall and think that what he has is unobtainable, because the only difference is really just time.
Mhm.
Because you look at Melissa, she'll be there in the next few years. Then Jim will be right behind her. Then Alex, then like me and you. Like it's just time.
Yep.
Like, he was just a normal guy. It's not like he's LeBron James or something, right? It's not like all these
Yeah.
celebrities who don't like. Let's be honest, they don't give a shit about you or me. They're never going to do anything to help us. You can watch cool, you hit a jump shot, you're paid billions of dollars, whatever. But like at the end of the day, like I don't want people seeing Marshall in that light. Or he's a phenomenal guy though. Like what he's done here is incredible. Um, I just want people to realize that you can do that here as long as you're willing to do what Marshall did.
Yeah.
So what kind of advice would you give to new people kind of looking at this? Maybe someone in your shoes. Like we obviously had no sales experience, very similar backgrounds, manual labor growing up. Like what kind of advice would you give to people like you and I out there, kind of in a military role or mechanics, something like that, looking at this?
My advice would be drop everything and join right now because you're wasting your time. Literally. Like you are wasting your life away working for the man, first of all. And two, doing those kind of jobs, like that's cool and all, but you're just, I mean,
I know it tore my body up doing
yeah,
concrete. My knees are trashed. Like I came back here and got all of it back. Got my health back. Got my sanity back.
exactly. And 5 years down the road, where do you want to be? Do you want to be making a bunch of money sitting on an island whenever you want to, or do you want to still be working in a garage? You know, I mean, me personally, I don't think life is about working forever. I think it's about enjoying it. So,
Yeah, having a healthy life work balance. And I'm not taking anything away from people who love that sort of stuff. If you love being a mechanic, by all means, go do it. If that is your passion, I love doing it myself. I got tired of making someone else rich and being told what to do. You have to go here, you have to do this. Like I just felt I was worth more. But yeah, I'm not knocking anybody who loves their trade or what. I come from that background, and it was always fun, right? You got to spray brake clean to clean your hands, eating sandwiches with oil.
yeah.
Awesome memories, but it just wasn't for me anymore.
Yeah, I mean, same. I mean, I loved what I did in the military. Don't get me wrong. It was a blast. I had a good time, but I mean, my body hurts, man. and I have potential here. People care about me more. And, you know, my advice would just be stick with it. Don't give up on yourself, pretty much.
And I think that's the stupidest thing you can do here is quit, right? You're one, you're giving up on yourself, and two, I think it's the best opportunity in America right now And I think it's probably the most legal and cheapest way to start your own company for under $500. In all honesty, what do you, depending on your state, you're looking at $80 for an Exam FX course and a couple hundred for licensing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go sell your TV and go get some leads.
Yeah. I mean, it was free for me because I'm a veteran. So all that stuff was free.
Oh, well, lucky you. No, that's awesome, man. What do you feel like the most important part of Symmetry here is for you? Whether that's training, environment, like what?
100% the community. That's the only reason I stayed, and that's what brought me here. The
Work
community and
environment?
yeah, the people, because they'll be there for you no matter what. And if you have a bad week, they'll help you out. I mean, can't get that anywhere else. Nowhere else cares about you, really. I'm gonna be honest. I work pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, you're replaceable. I've never heard of this, but at the conference they said JOB was for just over broke. I love
Yeah.
that. Never heard
Yeah.
that, so I thought it was pretty catchy and clever. But yeah, at the end of the day, if you're like like I said, not knocking W-2 employees, like I've done it, it's fun, whatever. But you're obviously making someone else rich, and you never really have that control over your life. What we have here is just incredible. It's so fulfilling. I can't imagine why people whine and gripe about just doing the work here when you can look at the things that get like you're okay to go put in 80 hours a week welding or sweating your ass off. Like, let's be honest, people build fences. Like, if you came here with that same sort of mentality, you put 80 hours into Symmetry, doing the right things, you're ain't no telling where you'd be in a year. You'd be looking at $200,000-$300,000 a year in income on your own pen with that sort of work ethic.
Yeah, but the problem is most people need to have someone over them and going, hey,
Yeah, this is not
this.
for everybody. Some
Yeah.
people have to be told what to do, and that's fine. Just not for me, not for my life, not for my family.
Nope.
So, man, I appreciate you coming on here. Did you have anything you else wanted to like talk about or end with?
No, I mean, this is just the place. I love this company more than anything else. I'll talk about it all day long to anybody. I don't even care. I'll go to, I was just at a wedding Saturday where I was selling some Symmetry.
There you go, man.
Yeah,
Well, we'll make it a great day and go help some families like AJ always says. So appreciate you coming on here, man.
yeah, thanks for having me, Mason. Appreciate it, buddy.